Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. So I recently was looking through my old archive videos and I found a bunch of tech upgrading retro computer sort of videos that I just never uploaded. I watched through them, it was pretty fun, and since I already had some tech work to do this weekend, I figured I'd make a video about it. So what we got here today is an HP T520 thin client. It's got USB 3, gigabit LAN, a bunch of USB ports, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to mess around with. So yeah, I've already taken out these two screws because I have to re-record this video because my microphone was not recording. And I took out these 4 star screws with my handy dandy iFixit toolkit. And now we just gotta open this up. So I looked it up, and the only good way of opening it is to pry it open from the front here. Which is just never fun. I hate this so much. Why can't they just make things that open with screws? You know? There we go. So I think you just pry it open and push it back. And then it comes right off. It was actually pretty easy. Easier than most things. Alright, so what we got here. You see we got 4 gigs of RAM right here. Let me try to bring it up to the camera. 4 gigabyte SK Hynix, not bad, not bad. Motherboard battery, don't see anything wrong with that. We got a reset CMOS, that's kind of nice. I think that resets your BIOS, that button right there, which is always handy. Got a Wi-Fi card slot. A M.2 slot. I think that's M.2. It's different than the card I got, but the card I got should fit. And then underneath here we've got our dual core AMD CPU. So let's get around to getting out our little itty bitty storage SSD. So this thing can only take up to 64 gig SSD cards, SSDs. It's 8, 16, 32, and 64. And I didn't want chance the BIOS just not recognizing anything bigger. So I went with 64. It was like $10 on Amazon. Dogfish Technology, solid state. I literally never heard of them before. They have a Gmail account for their after sale service. So I assume that it's not a very big company. And there we go, our tiny itty bitty SSD. It's very small. We actually need a short one because only a short one fits. Right there. That's not good. I think this one's too long. And I don't want to try to, like, break it. Are there any instructions? No, there aren't, of course. We'll see if we can make it fit. Let's see. Can you go in? That fits. Yeah, it's slightly too long, but it's not contacting anything. Oh, I see. So the standoff got moved up at one point. So the standoff can be back there, but it's right here, and I don't see a way of moving it. So I'm just gonna have to screw this one in. Hope it works, and then go from there. Because that's the best I can do. All right, let's get out these tiny itty bitty. I hate these tiny M.2 screws, but I'm so happy that it came with screws. I do have an assorted screws container somewhere. I'm pretty sure I know where it is, but it's always such a pain to have to dig into that and then figure out which screw is the right one. Alright, that bit's too big. We need itty bitty Phillips. Ooh, there we go. Very tiny Phillips screw bit. Alright, so our card, as you can see, has the 2 cutouts. There's only 1 on the board, but that just means as long as you have equal to or more cutouts than the board has, you should be fine. It's only a problem when you have less cutouts than the board has that you're in trouble. Because then it physically can't get in the slot. Come on. Do the included screws not go into the slot? Does not look like they do. That's annoying. Alright. Let's look at that slot. What does it look like? Can I get a screw bit? Can I get a bit in there and like unscrew it or something? The bit fits. The star bit fits. Does that mean I can... Ah, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Interesting. I don't see how that's supposed to help me mount the card, though. Because this something like this should be underneath, right? But the screw does not come out. It's locked in place in this housing. It's tiny itty bitty housing. Okay. I don't want to screw in like that. That causes too much flex, and there could be contact with the board. Why is this always going to be so troublesome? Oh, I know. What if I put it in the back? Move this to the back slot. And then try to screw it in. Because then the back slot will hold it up and maybe the middle can reach. Oh, this screw is too big. Too small, I mean. Why do you give me such a tiny screw? I don't understand. I'm failing to understand how this will work. I guess I can try using the standoff to screw it in the back and see how that works. I really don't want to bend it like that, but might be the only thing we can do. Oh, still no way to get that out. Okay, so it looks like if I screw it in from the back, then at least the parts of the board that have traces and stuff won't be making contact with the board. It does flex it quite a bit, but as you maybe can see, there's a tiny gap. Luckily the bottom is completely flat, but that tiny gap does somewhat worry me. Well, that's all we can really do though, because our screw didn't fit. Oh, dang it. It's really too bad. Why did they give me screws in the box that don't fit the... They're too small for the holes. There goes that screw forever. Oh look, a screw. Yeah, why would they give me screws that are too small to actually hold it in place? I don't understand. Also, the screws are also too small for like the standard M.2 screw holes. So I don't really know what those screws were for. Luckily, I had the star bits required to actually move the standoff post and use the standoff post as the screw holding the thing in, but... Oh, that was a pain and a half. Thank you so much, computer. I love it when you're painful like that. Alright, now we just gotta try to boot it up and see how it goes. Just gotta figure out how this back plate goes on there. What are you stuck on? I see. You go on top further in. And then slide into place. Okay. Next up, we need our star bit to re-screw in the security screws. Ugh, those are hard to grab. There we go. Screw that one in. Make sure they're tight. And then, once we got all these screws back in, I'm going to need to change the camera from the way it's currently pointing to a side view so we can look at the monitor. Can't forget the back screws, the back ones. Is this bit I was using big enough? Yes, it is. Cool. Cool, cool. Don't have to go looking for another bit. Woohoo! Sweet. Finally, all put back together. Alright. Oh, I gotta put the stand on. Can't forget the stand. Can't forget the stand. Stand's actually kind of a pain to put on because you gotta line up those tiny holes with these tiny screws. Come on, you stupid. I think this one. I need a bigger bit. Need a bigger bit. Screwdriver bit. Cool, that one got it. Oh, this one, did you find it? Yes, you did, yeah. Sweet. Need a bigger bit again to secure it. This one won't forget. There we go. Can actually get those in tight so the stand won't come off. There we go. We're all set. Oh, I hate when people drive by like that. Alright, let me just get this all sorted so we can get the monitor up and running. And I will be right back. Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Just gotta adjust my microphone a little bit. So let's get this stuff powered on and see how it goes. It's doing something. It's certainly doing something. Oh, we got the HP logo. So this monitor, I want to go into BIOS. Pushing all the buttons. It's not what I wanted. F5 tools. Hardware information. Inventory is so cool. So I'm using on my little itty bitty USB drive right there in the bottom left is this software that lets you just dump a whole bunch of ISOs on. Ooh, camera's falling. Camera's falling. Lets you dump a whole bunch of ISOs on in one folder, and then it'll let you choose to boot from any of them when it itself boots. Jeez, I do not have the best camera stands in the world, so you will have to forgive me. Making do with the best I have. Alright, there we go. So we got 4 gigs of RAM. We got our AMD GPU with AMD graphics. Cool. Cool. So I want to install Debian on here. Normal mode. Sweet. So yeah, I want to install Debian just because I've never used Debian before, so figured it'd be interesting. Oh, I forgot to plug in the Ethernet. Come on. Come on. There we go. Aha! Ethernet has been achieved. My setup is so awful. Alright, we got United States English, American English. Try and adjust my camera so it's a little bit more centered. This monitor is so old. I used it with a Pentium 4 computer when I was in middle school because that was my main computer. Played a lot of WoW, a lot of World of Warcraft on this monitor. Now my Pentium 4 computer was not new when I was in middle school. That was just what I had, so that's what I worked with. But I also use the monitor in a bunch of my retro computer ones, so your hardware needs non-free firmware files to operate the firmware computer. Missing firmware files are, if you have available meter, insert it. Oh, dang it, I'm gonna have to go. I can install those later. So it looks like we won't have networking for now. Or we might. I should go get that, shouldn't I? Oh, I don't want to. But I will. Oh, there we go. Actually, that's not what it's asking for. Nope. I did not get what it asked for. Unless maybe I did. What? Did it actually manage to work? Who knows? I gave it a Debian package. It was asking for a firmware file. HP T520. Subwood.com. Root password. For now, I'll just make it, there we go. Subwood. Username. Let's go with, there we go. Eastern time. I'm surprised I managed to connect to the network correctly. This is really fun, like doing a retro OS install like this. I'm liking it a lot. And I just learned partition disk. Started installing UEFI, but it looks like there's maybe. If you continue to install debian, existing systems, you have to force the option here. Just keep the option of boot an existing operating system. Choose no. Force UEFI. Guided. Use the entire disk. Dogfish. Separate all files on one partition. Swap 1 gig of swap. Okay. Right, the changes to disk. ESP ext4 and swap. All right, cool. Looks good to me. Looks good to me. Yeah, this is actually really fun. Installing a retro, using like a retro style installer like this. It's been a long time since I did, because I usually just use the graphical ones because it's easier. But if I'm installing Debian, I figured I should go with a classic route. Network mirror can also be used to supplement the software that is included on song for DVD image and then cancel live. Use a network mirror, yes. United States. Debian.org. Continue. I'm glad it figured out our networking everything, and that I had the right link to the right driver. I found this website where someone had already installed Debian on this specific model, so, and they had a link right to the driver there, so it worked out well. No. Don't want to give them my info for no reason. Why would I want to do that? Alright. Oh, dang it. I'm an idiot. I hate myself. Alright. Well, that's gonna screw everything up. I'm gonna have to reinstall this after the video. I didn't want to. I didn't want. I didn't want GNOME or the Visual Desktop. I just wanted the command line. And of course, I hit enter instead of space because even though it wasn't on, so I was thinking of modern interfaces, not old ones. Old interfaces, you have to hit space to select things instead of enter. Enter just hits continue immediately. I am so stupid. Oh, I'm kicking myself because then I have to go through this long install again if I want to use this thing the way I want it to. This is like a thin client. It's not going to run a desktop. Why would I run a desktop on it? I mean, you could, but it's not really meant for that. I want it as like a tiny itty bitty low power server. But it can't be that with the graphical desktop installed. Wow, this install is taking a very, very long time. Probably would have been quicker if I'd turned off all those packages like I wanted to. Well, can't do anything about that now. Honestly, when I go to reinstall, I'll probably just throw Ubuntu server on there because it'll just be easier than this. Because it won't even try to install the graphical parts. And it should hopefully install like SSH and all of that. Oh well, oh well, oh well, oh well, oh well. Well, we made it to Grub. That took forever. I'm definitely cutting all of that. Well, at least every single part where I wasn't talking. Okay, boot your new system. Make sure root install. Media. Sweet. Debian Linux. Woohoo! It is loading. And we got a computer. It's actually a really nice sized little mini server if you want to like plug in some USB hard drives or something to share on the network. Oh, it's loading. It's loading. Can we get to the desktop? Can we get to the desktop? I'll consider it a win and completely done if we can get to the desktop. Because after that, I am so done. Got into the Debian desktop. Got a mouse. It's struggling mightily. Yeah, I don't really recommend running a graphical OS on one of these tiny things, because as you kind of see, it's a little bit slow. Just a little bit. Oh my gosh. That is slow. Terminal's nice and fast though. So yeah, you definitely want to just run a non-graphical user interface. But you can ping Google and get results back. So yeah, everything works. It's all set up. Don't do what I did and install graphical OS. Make sure you install a server text only one, because that'll go much better. But I hope this video was kind of interesting. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to film an old school video like this. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed. And now I get to go back and reinstall the operating system on this computer. Lots and lots of fun. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. I will see you next time. See ya.